So now let's talk about how to do a live Skype class, or you can also use Google Hangout or some type of a similar feature that allows you to have your lovely face show up on screen for someone else. This helps give you a great interactive experience. And we have used Skype classes really successfully on our team. It sure beats traveling really far just to take care of one class, especially when someone's new and they're not quite sure how it will work out. So this provides a lot of support that you can give for your new builders and even for your people who are simply interested in doing a class. So here are a few key points to remember in order to have a successful Skype class. Number one, you are going to have to prepare your hostess more than you would prepare a regular in-person hostess, right? Your hostesses, you'll need to walk through the anatomy of the class with her so she's clear on when she puts oils on people or where she hands out certain documents or things like that. We good? Okay. You'll also want to send out a pre-class kit, and this will include the oils that you'd like the hostess to share during the class as you review what some of the oils do. Like Breathe is a great experiential one, Balance is good, Peppermint is good, Wild Orange is good, On Guard is good. These are some of the oils that can help provide people with a powerful experience and be able to identify with you with what you're saying. And so you'll start out, you'll have the hostess pass out the documentation, and this is really important, and this is something that is almost easier to do with a Skype class than it is with a live class. And this is where you say, since we're doing this class via Skype, I'd like to go around and meet each one of you and really understand why you're here, because we have a limited amount of time and I want to make this time count for you. So we're going to gear the presentation exactly toward what you are interested in. And you would be amazed how people open up. The hostess will typically turn the computer, introduce you to that person, and then they talk to you about what their conditions or concerns are, and you say, is it okay if I just write these down? I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Because remember, we're not on the phone. They're going to watch you look down, and so we want to tell them what we're doing and be very obvious about it. And so as you go around the room and you write down people's names and concerns, there's already a camaraderie that's established. It's also really important that you remember that a Skype class cannot be as large as a live class. If you have more than 4 guests at a Skype class, things can get very chaotic and very out of control quite quickly. So 3 or 4 people really is the maximum number that you would want at a Skype class so that you do have time to establish that relationship with each person who's there. If you're trying to decide whether you should do a webinar class or a Skype class, the great thing about a Skype class is it does give you personal, face-to-face interaction with people, which is always going to be a little bit more powerful. And it also gives your hostess a chance to hostess, right? And I have successfully done Skype classes both with people who know nothing about oils, who are just excited to learn a little bit more and grab a few of their friends or family members, or with brand new IPCs who don't know what they're doing and who need extra support for those first few classes that they're doing. And we'll actually team teach the class. And something that can be really fun to do with your new builders is you say, you teach the whole class, I'll be there via Skype, and if you get stuck, you just turn it over to me as if we have already rehearsed it. So Asti, would you like to tell so-and-so about this section of the cell? And I just jump right in and help out, right? Wherever they get stuck, and then no one ever knows. It's the best thing ever. All right. Another component of a Skype class is that the close is going to be very different than a live class is. So what's going to happen is you're going to go through how they get their oils, how they get their kits, explain how the loyalty rewards program works, and then you're going to do your one-on-one presentations directly. And when you are presenting with a Skype class, you have to be a little bit more take charge than you might normally be, because it's harder for them to hear you out of the computer than it is for them to interact with each other. And so typically there's a little bit of banter going on. This is super normal. And you just have to kind of keep people on track by saying, all right, so now you know how to get your oils. What I'd like to do is just talk one-on-one with each of you for a few minutes so that I can help you see what enrollment options are best for the things that we talked about at the beginning of the class. So it's what happens right here is really interesting because everyone is super respectful. I've never had it go differently, and it's just interesting that this is the natural flow of the class. So somebody will come over and sit down with me with their documents, and I'll go through what their concerns were and ask them if they had anything else come up during the class that I write down. And then I'll go through and I'll say, okay, so for this system, you would use this soil. For this system, you would use this soil. You want to kind of keep it moving quickly for a Skype class. And then I'll give them 2 or maybe 3 at the most enrollment kit options. I'll say, all right, so the kit that's going to have all of the things that you were concerned about is going to be this kit. This is how much it costs, and this is going to be the benefits above and beyond what you were concerned about. Or if finances are kind of an issue right now, you might want to go with this kit, and that's going to give you your key priorities, but you'll be able to add anything you want to through the Loyalty Rewards program. And I always tell people it is always better just to get started at any level and add what you need than to worry about getting everything you want at the beginning. And that really takes the pressure off. And they say, okay, I'm really going to think about this, and I'm going to weigh the options and see what I think. And I'll ask them if they have any additional questions or if anything else has come up. And I'll also give them my phone number. If you have any questions, you call me directly. Can I get your number? Can we touch base in a couple days, right? Get permission to follow up. And then the next person comes over and you repeat that process. And at that point, when everyone has reviewed the enrollment options with you personally, that's when the host says, okay, we're going to have refreshments now. Thanks for joining us, because it's awkward to kind of sit there while people are eating and talking. And that's when you go. So typically, you're not going to have a huge number of enrollments right at that time, right at the end of the class. And the hostess will need to follow up a little bit. And you've also gotten permission to help follow up a little bit. But what we found is that over the next couple of days, our closing rate is extremely high with Skype classes, as people don't feel any pressure. They know that the hostess needs to close the class in a couple of days. They were really excited about what they learned. And we also go and schedule any 3-way calls if people have additional questions. So it works out really well.